Hello there, I'm Scotty, you're not, and now that I have revisited all the Saw movies, it's time to finally rank all these. I think I did a ranking when it was just 8 of them, but now two more have come out, and yes, there's 10. So, coming in at number 10, the worst of all these is Saw 3D. So, to be fair, I don't hate any of these movies. This is the one I dislike the most. Uh, that's because I just feel like it's not. It feels like they were just trying to wrap things up and finish it up, and it just comes off as well. The 3D stuff is a little weird. They had to tint the blood pink to accommodate for that. The whole opening with it being in front of everyone, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why would they do that? The whole Jigsaw support group I like, but then the lady in there might be a part of Bobby Dagan's scam because her trap doesn't make any sense either. The whole Hoffman plotline is way too much like the last one. Like, everything happens so he can get ahead of everything. He basically wins until Gordon shows up. Like, I didn't talk about this in the review, but if Gordon's supposed to watch over Jill, why doesn't he stop Hoffman from doing anything? I know that the message says maybe they should happen to her. Well, why not stop him from doing something to her? Just as he's about to put the trap on her, they show up and grab him. Why allow her to die in the first place, right? So because from our point of view, she dies and they find out, and then they wait for him and they kill him, and it's like, well, why didn't you just stop him from doing it to begin with? Why? I don't know. Number 9 is Jigsaw, and this movie is fine, but when you're trying to make it be, where it's in 2017, but or 2016, it was, whatever, the continuity's weird, but this trap happened all the way back before the first film. Well, it's way too extravagant to have happened before the basic bathroom trap, which to me always felt like it was a tryout for bigger stuff. 2, there are flat screen TVs in this said trap that took place in 2004 or 2003, whatever. They didn't have those back then. Plus, the puppet's glowing red eyes, which we never see in any other movie that's supposed to take place after this. Doesn't make any sense at all. Jigsaw somehow knows that Anna suffocated her own child. Was he just looking out, I see you, through the window? Right? I don't know. It's meh. You know, Logan at the end, I speak for the dead. His reveal is fine, but then just, I don't know. And a lot of my frustration comes from the fact that it didn't continue from this. So I don't have really we don't have any other connections to this. So just sort of, meh. Number 8 is Saw 5. And again, I don't hate this, but it is very, we have to just, what do we do now? Right? Just like, hey, we did 4. That was a pretty good twist, but then what do we go from here? Well, now we have Strom. Like, Strom being locked in the room is one thing, and then he gets caught. And again, Hoffman magically teleports because he's able to leave that way. Somehow walk all the way around to the other side, find another way to the other side. Probably have to go around the entire building or something to get to the other side, to jump in the pig mask. Oh, but could it be Logan? No, it's not. And put Strom in that trap. Yeah. I don't know. But also, I've never really been a fan of the conclusion of this, where it's like, he's trying to track down Hoffman the entire movie, and he does, only to then just die. I felt like Strom should have lasted longer. Like, what if Strom was the one coming after him in the final chapter instead of, right? Instead of some guy we never met before. I don't know. Number 7 is Saw 3. And this one is one that, from when I first saw it, I was, because originally you thought this was the last one, and okay, that's not really much of a conclusion. It's fine. But the characters are just so. Amber. Amanda is so intolerable. She's just. And yet, now that we've had the sequels, we understand why she's like that at this point, but she just becomes. She's jealous at a certain point of Lynn. She's freaking out. She's just so intolerable. Then you have Jeff's plot, which is so infuriating because all he has to do is follow the fucking rules, and he's slow ass motherfucking Jeff, so he takes forever to do it if he does actually follow the rules. Number 6 will be Spiral from the Book of Saw. Now, some of you might be surprised that it's this high, but I actually like this movie. Like I said, for the first 3/4 of the film, it's fine. It's just the last act that really goes downhill. And yes, you can make your complaints. All the traps aren't up to the way they should be. Of course not. Shank is not Jigsaw. He's not John Kramer. He's not an engineer. He doesn't know that stuff. The weird generated voice. Hello, Detective. Hello, Detective Banks. Yeah, obviously. He's a copycat. But it makes sense that this copycat wouldn't have all that stuff to make it seem like it's Jigsaw. Like Hoffman would be able to. Like maybe even Logan would be able to. It makes sense that he's gone out in his own way. It's just when everything... We get to the third act and Zeke wakes up in that... the warehouse. And he just walks in and Shank's like, oh, hey. There's no big reveal. He's just like, oh, hey. And then, yeah. The glass trap is kind of stupid. And even the trap with Samuel Jackson. You gotta shoot the target. He does that. And then only for it to be popped back up with a tripwire. And yeah, it's just kind of... And he gets away and that's the end. And it's just like, what? Number 5 is Saw 6, the healthcare one. I like this one. From this point on, I really like them. I have minimal problems with these. Yeah. The whole idea of, putting out this healthcare stuff, kind of cool. Like, trying to capitalize on that. Because that was really quick turnaround because of the whole healthcare thing back then. And then... I think the flashbacks in this are even stronger to what they do to show John Kramer, because like in the last two it was like flashbacks. We get flashbacks with Hoffman in 5, so this one really just But like I said, minimal problems. The reveal that Perez is still alive, only for Hoffman to just immediately kill everyone once it's run out. And again, like I said in my review, if they had any kind of inkling that Hoffman was involved, they pretty much knew he was involved. Why wouldn't they just arrest him? Or why wouldn't they have a whole SWAT team waiting for him when the evidence came up? Why go in so unprepared? The answer to the question is so that Hoffman can kill them. But come on. And then the whole thing with where Jill puts him in a reverse bear trap and he just gets out of it. It's a little iffy, but number 3. No. Okay, so number 5 is actually Saw 4. I read it wrong. Number 5 is actually Saw 4. So I'll talk about Saw 4, and then number 4 is Saw 5. So, number 4 is, okay. So number 5 is Saw 4, and number 4 is Saw 6. So we'll talk about Saw 4. I like the twist. But why it's lower than 6? Why is it lower than 6? Because I like the twist. But Riggs' whole trap, the ending to his journey, has never made any sense to me. Because I feel like he should learn the lesson. What was the point of him going through all this stuff to not learn his lesson, right? Like, and I still say he's alive. You're not going to change me on that. But, like, I don't know. It just feels like he should have learned his lesson, but they just wanted to. They want to have that twist, and like Detective Matthews as a character was also kind of treated badly, where like I wanted to see Detective Matthews come back as a character, and he comes back here to die. It's just sort of, but so that's why it's lower than 6. And number 4, Saw 6. So now we get to the top 3. I talk about Saw 6. So number 3 is Saw X, and I like this one. I like that they focus on John Kramer. Some of the traps are a little bit iffy, but when you're 10 movies in, you kind of run out of ideas. But I do like that they try to stay somewhat creative with these. But you can tell it's the same writers as the last one, because those ones are kind of weird. These ones are kind of off. Like the bone marrow one is what gets me. And she has to cut off her own arm to survive. I don't know. And all this before too. So, but I like the movie. Number 2 is Saw 2. A lot of people would put this at number 1. But I have my reasons. I like this one. This was an unrelated script. They hacked into a Saw film. But as far as taking scripts and doing that, better than any of the Hellraiser ones they did that too. And I like Detective Matthews as a character. Yes, he's a piece of shit, but that's the whole point. Donnie Wahlberg's performance is fantastic. Some of the characters within the cast house I'm not too fond of. And even one of the reasons why it's a little bit lower is the whole gas house thing, they're supposed to have some kind of trap for each of them. But we don't see that. It starts that way. Like, you get Aubie's trap, and then one's meant for Xavier, but he throws Amanda in. And then maybe the one that Addison finds is for her, but then that's it. And they have like 2 hours to find antidotes, and they just meander around the house. And by the end, Xavier's like, fuck it, I'm gonna kill. And again, the whole idea with the behind the head is just like, what's the point? And did Amanda have one? I still want to know that. But yeah. Number 1, of course, is Saw. Saw is one of my favorite horror movies ever. And it goes at number 1 because I like this idea. From the moment I watched this movie for the first time, I was in. This movie. It's simple. 2 guys locked in a bedroom. And they're stuck playing a game, and then you have flashbacks to stuff that tell the story outside of it. It's really good. It's a nice way to keep a low budget. And then the twist at the end, guy who's been laying there dead the whole time, he's not dead. And the guy who they thought was the killer is not. So, yeah, it's good. One of my favorite, I should say, horror movies. So, there you have it. There's the ranking. So what are your thoughts on my ranking? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.